Yolopark's back with more hot heat, this time the standard AMK series for Generation 1 characters. We have Optimus Prime and his debut in the line, Bumblebee. Bumblebee's actually getting a standard AMK first. He'll get an AMK Pro later on. Of course, these are sent to me courtesy of Yolopark. Thank you very much, guys. Always appreciated. And if you want to save a little bit of money when you order these yourself, you can use code JCC at checkout on Yolopark's website and save yourself 5%. It works for standard AMK figures only, no AMK Pros, but I did confirm it does work with these items in particular. So the Optimus Prime, I have already reviewed the AMK Pro of, so I'm not going to go through the build of this one, but I do want to show the box because it is very cool. I love all the little details that Yolopark puts into these boxes. They're always very impressive, and I really do enjoy the more cartoony colorization of this Optimus, even though a few others have pointed out there's a couple little oddities in the arms. I love the art on the side, very, very cool looking. And in standard AMK fashion, it is a Velcro box. So we can go ahead and open this up. And there he is, looking super slick. I love the white, especially on the hips and the legs. Very nice cartoony colors. Very cool looking Optimus. Over here we can see more pictures of the product itself. We can actually see a little bit of a color coding, which is cool if you want to paint it. And that's the assembly process pretty much. Nice little bio of the character. Some pictures from the show. Yeah, Optimus is looking really, really cool. However, the new one, the most exciting one, at least to me, and I'm sure others, is Bumblebee. Like I said, Bumblebee has not gotten a Yolopark AMK Pro quite yet. So this is his debut in the AMK line. You can see the box is looking very cool, very nice. Bumblebee's looking very, very cute. I mean, it's G1 Bumblebee. He is definitely more on the cute side than the cool side. He's got the really nice, yellowy look. Very G1-y. And opening this up, we can see his parts all laid out. Very, very simple build. Yolopark AMKs always strive to be simpler and more entry-level, where the pros have a lot more part separation, a lot more paint, and die-cast. Again, we have a bio, images from the show, and a layout on how it's going to be built. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for this Bumblebee. I'm going to build Optimus off camera, but I'm going to build Bumblebee on camera for you guys to see just how it's going to turn out. If the plastic tray is any indication, this should not be a very complicated build for Bumblebee. Oh, I didn't realize it has the very nice classic artwork on the top. Yeah, it's just one tray this time around. You can see these parts are laid out very basic. Honestly, I'm not even sure if I'm going to need these instructions, but I'm not going to lie, it's still got some really killer art. That just looks so cool. Especially this back art, too. I've never seen that before. Looks sweet. Getting this top tray lifted off, let's go ahead and build ourselves a Bumblebee. Yeah, this is not going to be hard at all. It's very simplistic looking, which is good for AMK. I feel like their strength is in the simplicity. AMK started with Rise of the Beast products, 2 years ago now? It's crazy that Yolopark's been kicking this long and this strong, because I have been super happy and super impressed with every single figure I have gotten from Yolopark. Even though I'm not really feeling die-cast on this, because it is just a standard AMK, I can still tell you, this feels quality, dude. The plastic is robust, the quality is really crisp, and I guarantee you, I'm going to have this guy finished before you know it. This guy is going to be together in no time. If you've never built an AMK figure from Yolopark before, it's not a model kit per se. They're called model kits, but really think build a figure. In my opinion, these things are far more equivalent to a McFarlane Collect and Connect or Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure than any sort of model kit you would really find on the market. But that being said, it is still a very fun build experience. And it's very nice and easy for those just getting I tried to put that on the hand. But anyways, it's good for those just getting started in the whole, building your figure collection rather than, just buying them. Throwing me for a bit of a curveball, the feet were positioned on the wrong legs. Were the legs slightly... Oh yeah, I think for whatever reason the legs were flipped. Yeah, that looks better. He needs that subtle little tilt off to the side to really kind of finish the look. And then the last parts are just the little bumpers for his feet and his gun. And, ladies and gentlemen, and bots, because I'm sure there's at least some AI robots watching this waiting to comment some kind of spam. Here is our AMK Bumblebee, all built Yes, I love him. All right, let's go ahead and jump cut to when I've got Prime built too, so we can take a closer look. I already showed off Bumblebee's art. I just love the art on these instructions. It's so cool. But Optimus also has some really cool art on his as well. Definitely have to show off this cool artwork. I mean, that is just so cool. I would say out of all these, though, my favorite has to be that. That is just sick. And here they are. Here is the Optimus Prime and Bumblebee standard AMK series figures from Yolopark. And I gotta say, these are, you know, especially the Optimus, it's literally just a copy of the AMK Pro. But for whatever reason, like that lack of diecast and that lack of paint, it actually makes them a little bit more playable and a little bit more fun. I don't know, like they're more fun to pose. They don't have that extra weight that kind of bogs them down. Now, I do think there is one issue with the Optimus Prime that I'm pretty sure everyone's pointed out, and that is the excess white. He has a lot of extra white on him, and a lot of that white is from where it was gunmetal on the AMK Pro, and don't worry, I'll do a comparison. But I don't mind the white down here. I don't mind that. It's the elbow, that little bit at the bicep, and especially up here at the shoulder. It's very jarring, very distracting, and it's just not G1 Optimus. All of that should have been solid red. There actually is a little bit of white down here at the feet as well, right there at the ankle joint. Kind of hard to see. You can especially see it when I move that up. At the toe joint, there's a little bit of white there as well. And that's just, you know, remold syndrome, since this is like a remold of that Yolopark AMK. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. Thankfully, white is one of the easiest colors on the planet to paint, if it bothers you that much. So, yeah, me personally, I'm not going to worry about it. But of course, I have to point it out since it is something that's a little bit of an issue on this Optimus Prime. Now, when it comes to accessories, what you see is what you get for Optimus. He comes with his Ion Blaster, and that is it. If you want to see all the extra accessories and everything the AMK Pro came with, I reviewed that back when it came out. You're more than welcome to check that out. But yeah, this is all he comes with, just the Ion Blaster. He does not have any light up ability. You can still remove up here. You can remove the head. You can see the empty spot where the LEDs used to be. But yeah, there are no LED functionalities whatsoever on the standard AMK figures. That's how it's always been. But again, like I said, the fact that it's all plastic, and it's a very nice robust plastic as well. Like, it feels very robust. Like, this guy's really fun to pose. Like, I feel like I can move it far more freely and openly than the standard AMK Pro. I don't know, like, it's just really fun to move. Like, there's no issues with the joints or anything. Like, it moves around great. He does technically have one more accessory. I almost forgot. You can still open up his chest and see the Matrix of Leadership inside. I tried plucking it out. I'm pretty sure you can get it out. But, oh yeah, you can get it out. I see it shimmying, but I'm not going to worry about getting it out. It's the Matrix. You've seen the Matrix a million different times. One thing I really do like is the light blue on the chest windows. This is a very cartoony look for Optimus, and I think that's really cool. I definitely appreciate the more cartoony design. And getting in closer on him, you can see they still did paint the head detail silver, but everything else is like the flat colors. He still has silver around the belly too. Yeah, he's got flat yellows, flat whites, flat blues. Not a lot of paint across the board on him, but again, pretty standard for a normal AMK. And it's really cool that these are more accessible at a more affordable price point. I believe these retail around $30 each, which is less than a Voyager, which isn't bad considering the size of these and the articulation and the sculpt, the engineering. Like, Yolopark kills it every single time. And yeah, this figure looks great, just like his AMK Pro bro. Speaking of his AMK Pro bro, here is the AMK Pro G1 Optimus Prime. And you can see there is a lot of detail difference. The AMK Pro has metallic paints, has black washing, has weathering. He is loaded to the teeth with detail and paint application. He has die-cast bits. He is super hyper detailed, and I love him for that. But it's a very detailed modern look for Optimus. It's not a cartoony look, which is definitely what the normal AMK figures are going for. I love both of these. I do have to say I definitely prefer the AMK Pro, but again, it comes at an upcharge. It's more expensive. It's a higher quality item, and thus it's going to cost more. But for someone who maybe wants like more of a blank slate, maybe to customize this, or just a cheaper figure, you're not too crazy for the paint and the die-cast, you want a more cartoony looking Prime, or any of these characters for that matter, the standard AMKs are still really nice. The obvious comparison here is with the Studio Series 86 Optimus, because both of them have that cartoony look. Both of them are trying to replicate what we see in G1. And I have to say, proportionally and detail-wise, you know, AMK is going to have it beat because it doesn't have to transform. However, I do have my issues with the proportions and the detail of the 86 one. I like the 86 one. It's not the be-all, end-all Prime that everyone says it is. But at least it has solid red arms. You know, it doesn't have the white, which is very jarring for the Yolopark one. I definitely, out of these two, when it comes to a more cartoony Prime, I prefer the look of the AMK, but again, you have to consider, one transforms, one doesn't. You can see, though, it's pretty much leader class size if you're not really familiar with the scaling of Yolopark stuff. And a couple more comparisons. Here he is with the Yolopark AMK Bumblebee that will be reviewed right after this guy. With the AMK Mini Bumblebee, which I actually think scales better with this Optimus. The yet-to-be-reviewed AMK Megatron, and the also yet-to-be-reviewed AMK Starscream. Last thing I think we have to do here is articulate him. How does he move? So his head is on a hinge and a ball joint. So you actually get a lot of nice range out of the head sculpt. Very much appreciate that. The chest I already showed can open up, but we do also have a bit of an ab crunch and some side to side and a rotation right there at the waist. The shoulders are on butterflies moving forward and are also on hinges and swivels at the shoulder. Bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow. The wrists are on ball joints, the thumb is on a ball joint, and the fingers are articulated. The pointer fingers are articulated more separately, and then the three lower fingers are articulated together. At the hips, the armor can move out of the way, and the armor actually does a good job moving out of the way on its own without popping off. You do have a drop down at the leg, which gives you a lot of... Oh, I spoke too soon. I guess don't kick it up super high, but at least it does pop off. And it is actually also on a hinge to move out of the way. So if you're going to kick him up that high, you probably want to get that hinge going. So you can kick the leg up pretty high. You have a thigh swivel. You have a double knee, which goes all the way. And you do have ankles that can move up. They can move down just a tiny bit. Little bit of ankle tilt, and you have toe articulation as well with this armor panel moving out of the way where necessary. Every time I review this Optimus mold, I forget that he has the little communicator things on his arms. Every time I forget that. There's no detail on these, but at least they painted them so they look like screens. Yeah, I don't know why. Every time I forget. So Optimus is pretty cool, but I'm pretty sure we all know why we are here for this video. Bumblebee. This is our new figure for this G1 AMK line, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get an AMK Pro eventually, but he debuts in the AMK line first. And I gotta say, this guy is awesome. He is absolutely awesome. Like I showed with Optimus, I don't think he scales the greatest with Optimus, because he is a little bit on the bigger side, as you can see. He is just a little larger, and I do think that little AMK Mini scales better with these bigger bots. But still, Bumblebee, I feel like, needs a slightly larger, better figure. He is number 2 in the Transformers franchise, right behind Optimus Prime. Some would argue he's number 1, because, I mean, he got his own movie, for crying out loud. Yeah, one thing I really noticed right away with this guy is that he is just so fun to pose. Like, his joints are just so thick and robust. He moves super well, super fluid, super nice. I just love the feeling of it. The plastic just feels so nice. I'll go over the articulation in a little bit, but the detail is pretty simplistic for Bumblebee. I'm really curious how they're going to translate this for AMK Pro, especially these tires. These tires are very kind of simple looking. I can see them maybe doing a little bit of retooling down here at the feet with AMK Pro. But overall, I would say he looks fantastic. When it comes to accessories, he actually does have a little bit more than what you see right here, because he has a gripping hand and a fisted hand, and he has the opposites for the left and the right. Other than that, he just has his little blaster, and that's all she wrote. I'm sure that an AMK Pro will come with more. Probably, you know, alternate face plates, stuff like that. Maybe a little spike. But I really enjoy the look of this Bumblebee. That Autobot symbol's really nice. The head sculpt is just so good. Like, that is such a good G1 Bumblebee head sculpt. I'm really, really happy with how that looks. All around, you can see he's got little detailings, little rivets. You know, some subtle little detail. Like on the legs, you can see some little vents. He also has that spare tire on the back, not painted at all. But it is a nice little detail to see for Bumblebee. You can actually see a little bit of detail through the clear plastic on the windows. which is also very neat to see, but it's not too, not too noticeable, nothing you can't really see too well. But yeah, I love the look of this guy, dude. He's just really cool. I really like him. For some comparisons with Bumblebee, here he is with that AMK Mini that I showed with Optimus a little bit ago. The AMK Mini is okay. He has really weird looking lips, and I don't know where the gun went on mine. But the AMK Mini is also really cool. Might be something to consider to get along with the other AMKs if the scaling is such a big issue for you. But I think the full-size AMK Bumblebee is a far superior toy. Here he is with Studio Series 86 Bumblebee that is absolutely clogging all of the shelves right now. Figured I would show the Studio Series comparison since I think it's fairly relevant. Speaking of Studio Series, here he is with 86 Optimus, and you can see he's about Voyager size when it comes to his scale all around. I already showed him next to the AMK Optimus, but here he's with AMK Pro Optimus, in case you want to fit this Bumblebee in with your AMK Pros. Definitely give him a paint job if you are considering doing this. Definitely picking him up at least a little bit. And here he is with Megatron, and here he is with Starscream. Alright, so Bee's articulation, let's go over it. I think it's very, very nice. He has a really nice fluid ball joint up here at the neck, which just seems to serve very, very well. He also has a little bit of a hinge, so he can actually look down. I actually just now realized he has a whole hinge right there, which is really cool for like looking down poses. I think that's actually really neat. I'm happy I just now caught that. He has big, robust ball joints at the shoulders. He also has hinges at the shoulders as well. He has bicep swivel. He has double jointed elbows, believe it or not. One joint goes about there and the other goes there, so he's got the full range of motion. Ball joints at his little hands. Then his torso is actually fairly impressive. He has a rock side to side, as well as a crunch that actually has a little bit of a click to it. So he's got a bit of an ab crunch, which is very nice. Waist swivel. His legs, yet again, have drop down, which is very good. They can move out all of the way. They can move forward pretty much all of the way. He's got thigh swivel. He just has single knees. I feel like they probably could have tried to get some double knees in there, but the single knees still serve a pretty decent function. He has rotation at the feet, as well as a little bit of forward and back. Actually, quite a bit of back. A little bit of forward, quite a bit of back. He does also have some rock side to side. And overall, this Bumblebee's articulation is superb. And again, I think that plastic quality, like, it's very robust. And even though he doesn't have die cast, he doesn't have LEDs, he's feeling great in hand. I'm really a big fan of how this Bumblebee's turned out. So there we go, guys. There is my look at the AMK series Bumblebee and Optimus Prime, the G1 versions. These are awesome. The Bumblebee definitely more so because he's new, he's exciting. He's a brand new mold for the Yolopark AMK scale. Optimus is just a simplified version of that Yolopark AMK Pro, but the AMK Pro is really awesome, and this one's really awesome. It's really just those white joints that are holding it back, in my opinion. I really enjoy both of these. I'm very happy that Yolopark sent them along. And again, if you want to use discount code JCC at checkout, save yourself 5% on Yolopark's website for any AMK products, not including AMK Pro, just standard AMK. Please feel free. I think these are really awesome figures, and ones that I'm definitely happy I was able to add to my collection, and ones that I think, if you're a fan of non-transforming Transformers toys, I think you would like too. Alrighty, guys, thank you very much for watching. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.